Hello my fellow YouTubers, this is my first craft video for YouTube. I've been crafting for over 25 years, but looking at all your craft videos on YouTube has inspired me greatly, which I thank you all for. Recently I've been watching a lot of videos about Crayola crayons being stuck to the top of canvases and being mounted with a hairdryer so that the wax drips down the canvas. And today in my art room I've just been experimenting with different techniques to try and take this a little bit further, because I've also always wanted to do acoustic art, which is mounting wax on the bottom of irons and putting it on special paper, which you get some beautiful results from. So I wanted to try and cross the two over and see what we could do with it. And also I wanted to put a more three-dimensional look into the canvas, if you like. So the first thing I started off with was these small boards. They are made by Loxley and they're just ordinary acrylic primed canvas boards. They're only 7 by 5 inches. I've never used them before because I think if you're going to do a piece of art, do it loud and proud, not mess around with something this small. But saying that, for this, they've been incredibly good because they are great for just propping up on a bookshelf or, you know, just anywhere small that you just want to fill a gap in, you know, and you can hang them on the wall, you know. You might have a small space that you just need a bit of colour. These have all turned out a little dark, and it's literally because I've been messing today with regards to how to do it. I've never done it before, and I wanted to mess around with a few different techniques, a bit different to what everybody else was doing. It's normally me, can never do anything like everyone else is doing. I basically had a box of these crayons that I picked up from the charity shop for 50p. With the intention of mounting them at some point, but not knowing how or why. But after catching these videos, I finally decided today that today was the day to have a go. Some of them were missing, so I didn't have a lot of colour choice. They were broken anyway, which doesn't matter because I ended up snapping them up into bits anyway, because the wax crayon goes a long way. In fact, a piece like this would actually cover an entire board like this. Now this was one of the first I made. It's actually the second one I made, and if you can see on there, I actually mounted the wax on this first, and did all the colour blends. I mean, I blended yellow and red together there, and it just bled into each other, and you have got control over it, but not and a lot more control if it, because I don't use a hairdryer. That's what I'm trying to say. I use a heated craft tool. Now these, they mount quickly, but they're not like a hairdryer. They don't blow huge amounts of air out, but they do heat up very, very quickly. So you're not messing around trying to, you know, find out where it's going to blow it and all the rest of it. So it was quite easy to do these because you could just hold it over the top and just watch it bleed in and then move over, and it would cool as you were doing the other section. And I did all this in one, really. I just added the red and yellow and then went to the blue, and then basically just used a piece of crayon like that, held it in place, just mounted it and just rubbed it all the way down. On this one I've scratched the words "be happy" in the bottom for the want of anything else to write in it, really. As I say, these were just practice pieces, so I wasn't overly worried about, you know. But you can see it's very three-dimensional. I mean, when you first do these and the wax goes hard, they're very dull. Just like this crayon here, they're like that. When they dry, they're like that, they're dull. They're not shiny at all, and sometimes if you heat the wax too much, it can balloon, and you'll have like here, you can see white. I don't know why it does that, but it can do that, so be careful not to over mount it. And I use a piece of cloth It's fluffy on one side and toweling on the other. This gets it initially, starts to buff it, and then afterwards you can use the softer side to just give it a really good shine, and that's how it comes up. I've picked out the glue using Liberon Gilt Cream. This stuff is fantastic. It is in like a hard cream. As you can see, it goes a very long way. This jar is about 6 years old and I use it for everything, and it is still, I would say, well over halfway full, and you can reconstitute it if it gets too dry with white spirit, so good stuff, and comes in more colours than gold. And I just use an artist brush because it's nice and hard, so when you're brushing it over, it really just pick up the raised areas. And I thought it would look nice just to bring out that bit of extra detail. As I said, this glue was applied when the wax was cold and the board had been done. If you choose to apply the glue first, which I found out a bit later, on this one it is easy to see, if I can get it in view. Can you see where it like looks white? It's not very good close up, but that white is actually the board showing through. I did wax this one first before I put the glue on, but I didn't wait till the wax was entirely dry and, you know, hardened. So when the hot glue did actually hit the board, it mounted the wax underneath and it showed the white out, which it doesn't look too bad thinking about it. It's given its own unique style with the gold over the top, and I think they look quite kind of retro and smart, and I don't know, what do you think? Doesn't look too bad. I did this one before that heart one, and the same thing happened with this one, but I used the heart glue there as a reservoir, so when the glue heart was put down, I used the wax crayon in the middle and mounted it, and it acted as a reservoir so that the wax didn't go anywhere, and that one shined up really well. And I've just put like a small embellishment on here from an old chandelier with a split pin ring on there, so I'll put a charm on there at some point, and I'm quite happy with that one as well. I just wish I'd had a little bit more imagination at the time to do a couple of different ones, so they are different but same sort of theme. This one turned out like something from the Rocky Horror Show. This was supposed to be quite dreamy and light coloured, and but I hated the colours that I used. For some strange reason I put green and yellow together on the inside and then chose blue and red for the outside, and it looked really bizarre. So in fact it looked really macabre, and it looks even worse now, but as you can see where the wax is just drained down, because I literally just mounted all the black over it and then picked it up and leave it to dry like that, and it's actually given it a really crazy but cool finish. And then I just added some gold cream to it to bring out the letters again, and then scraped out the centre parts around the dream, literally just using one of those dentist tools, one of these, because I mean afterwards you can just clean out the wax and expose the areas you want to. So made it a little less dark. So anyway, this is what I came up with using crayons and hot glue and a mounting process. I'd like to do a tutorial for you. Please leave a message below if you want to see a tutorial, and a thumbs up if you like it. And thanks for watching. If you do copy this technique, please give me some credit. I don't think anyone else has seen it. I'm sure you'll let me know if they have. Sorry, I don't think anybody else has come up with this idea, but I'm sure you'll let me know if they have. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.